going on, people of Earth? My name is Chilly Dilly, back at you with another chill-ass video, man. And I have been trying hemp products, or even just more of the THCA market, I would say now for the last 2 to 3 years, maybe a little bit more, right? And I've tried a lot of different companies, and I've definitely noticed a big difference in this market when it comes to certain things that I think are very important. And that's, of course, knowing if the flower that you're getting from the company is rather from a farm that they know or a farm that they have, or is it just more of a white label situation in which they're buying from a third party, they might not even know, they're just testing different places, pretty much doing the same thing you're doing, hoping that it's going to work. And of course, I've noticed with all the companies that have their own farm or work directly with farms have always had the better flower. And that's what brings me to today's sponsor of today's video. Shout out to JK Distro. Not only do they work with their own farm, so they're always hands-on on what is going on, what the flower looks like, things like that, but they also support creators like me to do whatever I want, to talk about whatever I want without any restraints that even YouTube puts on me, to be honest. But first, let's smoke before we talk about this. We do have some Tropicana up in here. Cheers. So while yes, in a sense, technically almost everybody's getting from a farm, but not only do they might not know who the farm owner is, how they run the land, how they're actually growing the plants and things like that, but there are so many variables when it comes to somebody who doesn't buy directly through a farm or know the farmer or know the farm itself. I mean, dude, they could be selling you bunk, they could be making bunk, they could be doing terrible things. You just never know. Obviously, having a good relationship with the farm itself, being able to go there, being able to pick things out, things like that, being hands-on, even maybe giving advice, or even maybe having your own farm and doing what you want to, makes the flower so much better, in my opinion, right? It allows, like, for say JK Distro, it allows them to have such affordable small zips, big nug zips, things like that. That's why it's always been able to be more affordable, and then on top of that, the constant changing of strains as well. Because you'll notice that a lot of companies might just keep the same strains because they might just be buying white labeling through a big farm or a big business and just getting those specific strains every time or things like that. Now, that doesn't mean if they're doing that, the flower is going to be bad, right? Because, I mean, they're still getting it, testing it, same. But honestly, it probably takes more time to do or switch strains like that. That's why a lot of people end up keeping the same stuff. Whereas you'll see some companies are adding new strains every week, doing things like that that make it just more versatile, to be completely honest. And like I said, when you know more where the flower is coming from and you are able to see the quality of it in person and things like that, just makes such a big difference, I think, overall in what people pick. Because, yeah, no, I mean, not everyone's going to be great, but, you know, that's also a subjective thing to begin with, you know. What I might think is good, 10 other people might not think is good. And I've obviously worked with some other companies that have their own farm as well, which I think personally is probably the best thing you can do. Because then, obviously, you're the one growing it, you're the one making the product, so you know how it is and all of that. Which I think, you know, at the end of the day, I think everybody would think that they can do it the best. Which, in my opinion, usually ends up being the case just because when it's your baby and you have so much time and energy you're putting into it, you're definitely gonna hope it's some fucking quality and not somebody being like, okay, well, we just bought a fuck ton of this from a random website and yeah, this is trash, but what are we gonna do, right? Now, obviously, like, a way that you can find out about these, usually sometimes it'll be in the name, or they'll be like in the about section, or usually you can find out that information pretty easily. But like I said, in my opinion, every time that I've tried one that usually has or works with their own farm, pretty much having their own farm, right? Like, when I say working, I generally mean that they're probably just working with them, or maybe just another couple people, whereas you do have big, like, hemp businesses that only do wholesale, so it's like, and even some of the bigger ones, I've definitely heard bad things about just from business owners, like that they feel just more greedy, that they feel like the product isn't as good, that they're just trying to get it too big, and it's like, you get what I'm saying, right? Like, also being able to truly know, like, if the flower is indoor or outdoor and just exactly how it was grown, and knowing all the little dates and things like that, because you can literally go there, you can check it out, and I mean, hopefully they have all that shit correct, but In a perfect world, they do, right? I think obviously a big sign of that as well. Like I said, you'll see more of the affordable side on some companies. That's how you know, like, that they usually go more the farm route because, bro, it's like, especially in California, there's so much. It's literally that, and I would say probably Oregon, and I would even go as far as to say Vegas as well, which are all three very close to each other, are probably the most places where flower is grown. So it's like, bro, there's an abundance, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, don't even mention the fact that, like, if people aren't getting it to dispensaries now, they're going now the hemp route. So it's like, obviously, like I said, this is just my opinion, though. I mean, I genuinely do think all the companies that I've tried that do have their own farm or work directly with a farm, that flower is usually always better, has more information about it, just things like that. And then usually I can tell with other ones when they just go from probably some person they see on the internet or a website or something like that, and they never meet them. It's just more of like a call, probably get a sample. Hopefully that sample translates to the flower that they'll actually send or things like that. Whereas, you know, if you have your own farm, you're there every day, you're checking it out. You could probably go, I mean, I imagine you can literally, if you work with one, can go there every day and check that shit out. So anyway, I'm going to go into here, man. I'm already pretty baked. You guys let me know what you think. I imagine some of you as well know what I'm talking about. Hey, let me know what you think. Do you think that flower from a farm, like, you know, it's from a farm, whatnot, you could probably even track that shit down? Or do you think that getting from a third party, just not even really knowing the person other than just really trying samples and stuff like that and then hoping it works out, do you think that's even better? I mean, like I said, it's not like I've not tried. I've tried amazing on both sides, you know what I'm saying? But I will say, generally, I find ones where they rather know the farm, like go directly to the farm or have a farm, generally are just pretty much better. And that's just my opinion, man. Anyway, appreciate y'all watching. Shout out to Jake Edis, shout out to you guys. Much love. If you enjoyed the End Bump, you can send your own to chillydillyendbumps@gmail.com. Peace.